Hello everyone, my name is Chavez, and today I will inform you about the Roaring Twenties and its significant historical impact. Here are my two flashcards. History always repeats itself. It was most made present when we recently passed the epidemic lockdown COVID-19, where there were no jobs, we didn't have any cure for it at the moment then, and a lot of population died because of it. So, like the Roaring Twenties, where there were so many advancements in technology and everyone could have easy access to it, it led to the foreshadowing of the market crash and the Great Depression. So, first we will be talking about the economic boom and consumption. Second, the cultural and social movement. Third, the stock market crashed on October 1921. So, back to the economic boom consumption. According to the Favorable website published on July 31st, 2024, the invention of the electricity led to the advancements of new technologies, such as cars and radios, which became accessible items, especially thanks to the Henry Ford's mass production of affordable automobiles. The invention helped the overall economic growth of America because it created jobs in the industries. There were as well many new inventions for households as washer machines, vacuum cleaners, the television, and so much more. There were many luxury goods that were beyond the income levels of many people. Many people were able to afford all this luxury because of the easier credit and financing access back then. So store departments and many other areas in shopping centers allowed the customers to make purchases with their credit and pay later, sometimes there being no interest or very interest at all. So, now that we have talked about the economic boom and consumption, we will be discussing the cultural and social movement. The Harlem Renaissance, based off the American history reconstructed to the present textbook published on 2018. The Harlem Renaissance was a literacy and artistic movement that celebrated the African American culture. During the 1920s, many African Americans moved to North Harlem, which was a neighborhood in New York, Manhattan's Island, where it became the world's largest black community. Many people immigrated from Cuba, Puerto Rico, and Haiti to Harlem. The Harlem Renaissance was a time when American artists and musicians celebrated black culture with jazz music, and jazz music spread faster than a fire pit. There was new technology than radios that broadcasted it live, as well in movies. Jazz music was well played in nightclubs where sensational musicians such as Duke Ellington performed. In American history, reconstructed to the present textbook published in 2018, the 19th Amendment gave women the right to vote, including much more freedom as being able to work. Flappers were liberated young ladies who showed off with enthusiasm their new fashion styles, wearing hats, dresses above the knee, and skin-toned silk tights under them. So women wore their hair shorter and began smoking and drinking freely out in the open and in daylight. So this all led to the prohibition on alcohol beverages, which created illegal underground saloons known as speakeasies that would be found everywhere in cellars and offices to draw no attention to the public or the police. So this would be found, since alcohol was banned, there would be people known as bootleggers who would sell you the alcohol, and the name came from them hiding them under their boots and in between their jeans, the bottom of them. So now that we talked about the cultural and social movement, we will now discuss the stock market crash of October 1929. So according to the YouTube video, the 1929 stock market crash, known as Black Thursday by Carol M., uploaded on April 25, 2020. Through the second half of the 1920s, everyone started investing into the market. When I say everyone, I mean everyone from stockbrokers to shoe shiner boys and restaurant owners, putting all their money into stocks. Okay, the banks having a terrible banking system allowed people to borrow loans called margins and take their money to pay them back with sometimes zero to no interest at all, no interest rates. People would mortgage their homes and businesses just to invest in the stocks, as well as their life savings. So stock markets had crashed. There were too many shares traded to keep thousands of investors to keep thousands of investors in them. Immediately, the investors called whoever they had money given to pay up, like I said, thousands to $100 at that same day. People began to take out their money from banks in fear that it would be taken away and no one would be buying or producing. So the cause of the crash was due to the excessive buying of stocks on margin and overproduction of industries. The employment scores plummeted to the bottom, which all led to the Great Depression. So now that today I have informed you about the Roaring Twenties and its significant historical impact, so my summary is: the first, the economic boom and consumption; second, I told you about the social movement; and third, the stock market crash on October 1929. When remembering the Roaring Twenties, we remember it as a decade of advancement not only in technology, but as well as in African American culture and women's rights, which all led to where we are today in women's rights and history. So the Roaring Twenties was an era that had left a great impact in our U.S. history, that also left a vulnerable lesson that we must not repeat and only learn from. Thank you for listening. I hope you liked my presentation and have a great day. Bye-bye.